Yes, what is it? I don't want to make anything work. Yes, anything. I don't want to make any good.
Just tell her about Egged's defense speech.
I already told you. I'm not interested. A chance to cook some speed, you mean? Huh. Did they? All right. This is all very good and sad, but I have my research to finish. Trust me, this is far more important than the fate of some local...
Wait. She doesn't want to share the space with them. Help her finish the research. Then she won't have to. Offer to help. She thinks about it. A glossy look in her eyes. A gust of...
All right. Bring me the game's offside copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself. No, that's the production schedule you stole and accessed without authorization. I don't need it.
In his defense, it was simply lying in the desk drawer of an abandoned cube.
Okay, but still. It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory, just like the one inside. The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of...
Hold on. If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on-site?
Oh God, not this again. It is not on-site.
Basement? Sounds like it.
And no, taking it outside the building wouldn't have protected it from the data loss. There's nothing wrong with keeping the backup in the basement. What happened was a freak accident that has nothing to do with how the backup was stored. We clear?
This is clearly a painful topic for her. She must have had to explain herself numerous times.
Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady. That's her name, I believe. There's this giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. It's there. Don't worry, you can't miss the bear. It's hideous. Thanks. And here's my Qualsund multi-tool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offside copy, then you can keep the Qualsund.
It hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Kvalsund.
What? No.
She has not seen her, sire. 'Tis true.
Do I look like someone who has time for side projects at this?
If you want her help, maybe you should help her first. mother of humanisms. Both cables are unplugged from the breaker box. Both cables, somewhere in the dark, a giant electrical mammal stirs to life. Somewhere, a machine hums along with the current. Something...
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his breath. An electric sizzle. The room is slightly quiet. A few bricks have fallen off, revealing...
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period.
The beer's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside the fridge. But where's the filament memory? It's not here.
Someone must have taken it. What does the note say?
The beer's eyes, but where's the filament memory?
Someone must have taken it. What does the note say?
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellar. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Good question. It looks like an... I know. At least it's not...
The fridge sits empty before you, an overindulgent...
Someone must have taken it. What does the note say?
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a gloss... The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate. The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen...
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still... Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer.
Sulislav. Wasn't he one of Miss Lukanen's co-workers? I remember coming across this name when we were reading her personal log. It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like
the production schedule you found.
Really? You don't have a single guess? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter. I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the...
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box? The bear's eyes are dead and... This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting. This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it. This orange machine is dead still. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your child. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet, or... This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting. Ice groans and howls under the strain of your giant Gewaltsund multi-tool until the lid cracks open. Darkness lies inside, but you can faintly make out an object, intricate and foreign, left there for a sub-zero beauty sleep, a filament memory with the words "off-site copy" written on its side. You gently lift the cube from its frosty bedding.
We should take it back to Miss Luukkonen killed as soon as possible. I'm not sure how well...
Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament? There's a... This old fireplace is covered in... The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic. Your flashlight some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of translucent Welkins. Who are all those creatures? Fantasy. You should adopt one of those Welkins as your persona. One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is the Haldor, the Tworg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, green Welkin, dread Welkin.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures. Just look at those details.
And for what? All gone. This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words. It looks a bit like an academic. Everyone is constantly teetering on the edge of the abyss. Mini-Me stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for men. As time goes on, the numbers in...
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard. Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys. Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize. Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing. That's a good question. Reality is The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master. The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating.
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber. It's just a memory from another life, when you were young and fit. The barbell waits patiently on the floor. The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master. Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game. A warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head as you drop the barbell to the floor. Hey, but you're still in a ghost house. What if someone heard?
Good technique.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime.
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really...
Crime fiction. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological harm, not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf? You see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. Oh no, turns out he faked it to solve a case. Yes, there's also The Dame Who Did It. Farewell, my Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen? Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick Mullen, a worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic Hard-Boiled Phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend. Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals? Then this is the book for you.
Of course. Such violence and immorality.
Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are. In your hand, you hold Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. The cover features a pastiche of different scenes. In the foreground, a man in a dark overcoat clutches a pistol to his chest. Rising up behind, the tagline reads, Detective Dick Mullen must prove his innocence after an old friend is murdered. Needless to say, it violates nearly every RCM regulation for a detective to investigate a murder.
Are you really reading that, detective? Well, you won't find it in there. Those books are much more about ravishing dames and gunplay than real police work.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of amidst the various books, you find one written by these three things are very important. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where it serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and which costs wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place. Various paranatural books still litter.
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh.
Several maps. The maps look old and faded.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral related. The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai somewhere. Mountains of it. heroic quantities of Hyundai. Roy's puny shirt is nothing compared to the real deal.
Hello again, esteemed officer. Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits. Yes, the Simonese are very crafty, and their wards are extremely powerful. Lesser wards. It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negative.
Wow. Such wraiths may prove a formidable enemy. The woman looks aloof. The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the... There is a hollow ring as you kick the box. It sounds... Your toe has suffered damage.
Cool. You really showed that mail collection box.
He does not actually think it's cool. If anything, the lieutenant feels sorry for the poor box. He's leaning in to inspect the layers of graffito that deface it. The lieutenant pats the box. Dodged the bullet there. He must see the box as the weaker of the two, and you as a bully.
Yes, what is it? Yes? Wait, a note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory? Jawiza. Of course! Our project lead, Suliswov Jawiza. God, like it would have made a difference. The offsite copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. And the heads... I won't even get into the heads.
Valley of 1,000 heads. You like the sound of that.
Thanks. Looks like it's the one. Now I'm going to print it out to see what's left of it.
Wait. No. That's dangerous. She shouldn't do it.
No. It's not dangerous. Just depressing. I have a theory. Lintel was able to divine the anomaly's location from this broken copy. I want to repeat... Watch! What an intricate display of failure.
The paper starts filling out with ink, soaking it in a gleaming blackness. Not a single line of data stands out.
Huh?
You okay?
This is embarrassing.
I am being careful. Treat it as a mere technical anomaly. Makes it easier to be. Here! I found it! Hold on. Just give me a second. I'm almost...
I've never witnessed a programmer work before.
done. I've got it. I found the location of the anomaly. Thank you. There, in the swallow. Think you can help me again? I need you to go move those water bolts for me. Just walk over to the circle and follow my instructions. Move the third bolt 2 centimeters to the left, and the fourth bolt 5 centimeters to the right. This should do the trick. Thanks.
It's awfully silent again, as if someone turned off the entire world. Measurements have been marked down around the bowls, each chalk-drawn line representing a centimeter on the floor. It moves like a ghost, without creating a single trace of some water spills out of the bowl. The lead programmer sends you, and time to run back, or maybe...
Yes, what is it? Great. Everything should be aligned now.
Miss Know-It-All is hesitating.
Yeah, nothing. Now the only thing left to do is to unmute the head. If we got the location right, we should then be able to hear whatever sound this anomaly makes. Honestly, I'm a little scared. I don't know. That's what I'm scared of. I don't know. I mean, what sound does the nothing make? How can you even listen to something that doesn't exist? What if silence is only what surrounds it, but the swallow itself is... Maybe I'm just tired. Yeah, you're right. Let's do it.
The lieutenant and then nothing happens. As Sona, Loken and Kilda presses unmute, you can hear some small animal cross the floor in the chancel. It's that quiet in the sanctuary. She doesn't answer, her eyes closed and brows knitted together.
Damn it! Yeah, nothing happened, let's...
Despite her fear, she was hoping for something extraordinary to take place.
No, my hypothesis was wrong. According to this, I should have heard something. But this is just another failure. Silence sounds like silence. That's all it is. You can try on the headphones. See if you can hear anything.
Silence is silence? You're sure there's more to it? This can't be it. You should have a listen.
Yes, what is it?
Everything disappears. You are draped in silence like a drowning man staring into his puny little headspace. And then the pressure changes. It feels like flying on an aerostatic, or when your ears pop, or like a subtle What if the sound you're looking for is too low for you to hear it?
A better sound system? Alright, but where would...
Suddenly, a rhythmic beat permeates the walls, causing a small patch of decor...
They should really allocate some renovation funds to this place.
No. What they really should do is shut down the disco men for disturbing neighborhood peace. You mean the speed freaks? Of course, the speed freaks. They have a fantastic sound system. And you think they would help me? I guess I could live through a week or two of peaceful...
Brilliant negotiating there, detective.
Sure. Let me know how it goes. Thanks, officer.
Hi again. So, how are things going? Yes? What's the deal? We are grateful, Copman. You're an augury of a new era of Nordic dance music. That's fine. We can manage. And you're still sure about keeping our little side business, right? Fine, we can make do. It's going to take us a bit to move our stuff inside. A couple of hours, maybe. Come check back later. Yeah, it's all set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000! Ecstatic vibrations, totally transcendent. And I've finished setting up the new compressor. Now the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honours, detective? The name. Everything I managed to come up with sounds just wrong.
Andre's overthinking it.
Yes, you should do it, Detective. It would be good for the
Noid's right. You've helped us so much. It's the right thing to do.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't build a club, and I wouldn't name it either.
An underground place with no name? Sounds like some...
We're not going with anything the Crabman would say.
Why not? The Crabman has ideas.
I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his idea. How about something simple? Like...
Too modern. And too ironic. We don't want ironic. We want real. Real... Yakokata! Yakokata! The place to be!
Yeko Qatar, the zone of ecological catastrophe.
Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega! No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yes, it has to be even bigger than hardcore to the mega. It has to be bigger than the scene.
The amnesia.
Like the... I can't remember the name of the club, Amnesia.
Amnesia! It's not amnesia, guys.
I don't.
Good. We have too many opinions anyway.
You have? Well, what's the name?
Like that DeLorean word for the world, you mean? Elysium.
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it wacky? Disco's kinda gone, isn't it?
The past is the future, but the future is dead! No, it's beautiful. Beautiful and brave.
And short. And memorable.
It's settled then. Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like motion to celebrate the name. Someone turns up the beat. You should go with the flow. Join in on the experience. It feels good. It feels right. But what is this? What is this thing that Andre is doing with his limbs?
I'm dancing!
That soft core gyrating is supposed to be dancing?
Yes, my man!
Talk? What is there to talk about if you can express yourself? Audio waves thump against your ribcage. The speaker setup makes everything sound much better.
It's to express my...
Is that a bald spot? It's hard to tell for sure, with the fused together spikes. But...
Of course it is. Otherwise, I'd just be another poor guy with no education and no money. Maybe it was a bad idea. Anyway, goodbye, officer. Hey man, it's good to see you. Goodbye. Hey, man, it's good to see you.
You close your eyes and dream of the shapes your body should form to bring this strange music into life.
But just imagine the moves you could pull to this futuristic...
Goodbye, officer. You got us in, cop. I can't believe you got us in.
With wonder in his
Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore and...
Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lame but a cell using her contact mic to listen to a tree. Underwater, the one with the large head is blasting the dance track on Sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk. And in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you.
Okay.
I don't believe you actually think you did it for all mankind. But whatever keeps you in high spirits is okay by him.
You sure that's a good idea? Those...
Come on, Noid. I think we owe him.
Asel's right. He's one of us.
Guess it would be pretty soft-core for me to say no, wouldn't it? Yeah, alright. But if you're going to sync up with them, you're gonna need a serious, not likely, scoped that spot a while back. It's shortwave stuff.
Build it ourselves! We built this nightclub, we can build anything!
Yeah, maybe. Tech-wise, radio's not the spookiest thing around. Our part's finding an
antenna hardcore enough to shake the whole...
Maybe not that big, but pretty big. It's a miracle of carpentry. Their bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more. That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, on the alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and
He means something paranormal.
I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well. A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism, lawmongerer. It's a subset of early DeLorean architecture. Art of core. Total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. This is just an homespun, like that woman now. Vertical, thin, white, a false image of grandeur. The source of the system is up there. You'd like to show off large and intricate structures, arches, spires, put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. Married shit. Virtue and tyranny. Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside, before the sea wind took all the paint off. Dead bodies of perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, cop man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away. They had sensed that she could no longer see them, and that she wasn't like them anymore. What they loved in their mother weren't her body. End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it. This religion of history is false core. It is
The way he says it, the force in false core, is invested with 20 kilotons of...
anodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't hard enough. And yes, I do. I don't. Fuck her giving me the evil eye. You defend her? Law minion. She was a mess.
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. Mass murder on the floor.
Humanism leads to eating sugar and pigs. Humanism was invented to mass produce billions of humans. Billions of humans.
And many, many more tons.
She liked games. Her legacy, the thing we're living, isn't real life. It's a strategy for some kind of victory against a long dead opponent. But, yo, I'm only annoyed. What do I know?
What a strange choice of words. Caustic. Oh, that can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window? Why do you keep saying that if it isn't making you feel well? Don't come back to this anymore. Stop talking about that damn window.
Hard to say, Cop Man. Signs in here are distinctly wild. I did get to talk to the crab man, though. Anyway, he's been giving me kind of a dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us. The man picks up on stuff, and you know, good thing you didn't squash him. The crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the Isla. I think that's what, like, this is some old world shit the Ubies had heard about. I thought the best way to deal with it was to build a church surrounding it to contain it. I don't know, and it's not something they properly understood either, what it does. But it's what it'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. People like that always want to... Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like substance. Like a concentric ring spreading out. And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of failure has gone down around here. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's not a thing we can answer, Cop Man. Even I have limits. Maybe you can figure things out, Cop Man. I think we got on a good level here. Suspicious people are esoteric people. We don't go around spilling everything to Johnny Law. They don't. It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to get our science synced. It's short for paranoid. A reasonable question. Say I get hurt. I want to make sure it never happens again. So I analyse the situation. It'd be easier to list stuff I'm not suspicious of. I'm not suspicious of sound and colour, mechanics and
This is a good, dangerous line of questioning. You should prod him on.
I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of, but if I had one, the left-right complex would be number 1. Number 2...
Something is off here. You feel like it should be the other way around.
No. Politics is an inert complex of daily corrupt... This is where the innovation happens. It's only a theory. I suspect. I prefer not to. Both ask the wrong questions. Any spark of light from either one is accidental. The original mistake was assuming that words have more being than bodies. That's what led us astray. Far from our true lives. But we may yet find a way...
Whatever this true life is, you feel it's the real centerpiece of this mythology.
are only shit. We should make better use of not being animals or cereal grain ourselves. Correct.
He can't help but doubt your sincerity in this matter. There is no other way. You are a police officer. The young man doesn't say anything either. After a while, he takes out a magnet and runs it over some. His eyes flicker.
They're hardcore. They're just clothes. It's just a style, you know, normal hard style. Anyone can wear it. What's on your mind?
This is easy. Antennas are basically just tall things, right? The young man looks straight up, following the line of...
Not likely to work. This old church is made from pine wood.
He's being uncharacteristically polite. He means they don't make any pine wood antennas. Because he shrugs, as though the point were rather obvious. She's whistling a melody, her trusty contact mic attached to...
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks, but that's not really what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to thank you instead for getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new associates, such as they are. Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and Sauna, the programmer. She's doing whatever she does behind that radio computer of hers. She doesn't talk to us much. Sure, you helped us out. I can repay the favour. What do you want to know? Andre, he's a cool guy. Doesn't really come off as one. He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision of what life should be, you know? He tries to push things until everything falls into place. He's an organiser. Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise around here either. He really must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I don't know where he got that from. Andre's not super... I've never seen him so psyched about anything though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of desperate, like it's his last chance or something. I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know? Yes. Anyway. Yes. Who do you want to know about? He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about him, but Noid and the rest are from Forberg, making the pilgrimage up north to... He's real hardcore about the lifestyle. What do you mean, do? Like, for a living? He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that. He abides by the hardcore, sir. You would have to ask him yourself. Sir, I abide by the law.
A strange feeling. Every now and then, Something feels off about the way she speaks. She doesn't change tone, but you feel as though there's more about her.
It's just something poor Fallberg kids do every spring. To pass the time, we walk the entire length of Boogie Street, up to... I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering. Okay, then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people. Yeah, I hope you do. Who do you want to know about? What do you mean? Oh, that. He's the party boy. Anodic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit backward. No.
Pachoo, pachoo, swish. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her you're hip with the times, Gramps.
Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something every now and then, right? To urge things on. He basically just stands on the stage and dances and yells how...
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Dancing makes you dance, like sneezing makes you sneeze, or... Anyway.
Actually, we don't know where he's from, or who he is, really. One time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Fallberg. Or maybe even Coal City, I can't remember.
The worst of the Banlieues. A wretched heap of closed-down mines, even west of Jamrock, on the dusty slope of Montmartin.
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun came up over the mines. There were mines? Egg came with us. He made this wheezing puppy dog sound all the way back. It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed the whole way. We never really asked why he came with us, or who he was. People were sweet.
You can see it must have been a great night. The memory causes her to go silent. You wish you'd been there.
Who do you want to know about? Me? Again? I told you, I'm a silver bird.
There's that phrase again. Really reminds you of something.
It means I don't answer questions about myself. All right. There is. Thank you. Oh, she's a bit odd, I have to say. Doesn't talk much. I'm not really sure how to vibe with her, you know? Seems like she's not in a very good mood most of the time. But earlier today, she told me about Welkins. And she seemed oddly happy, like she had some idea with those little creatures. Some artistic idea. I didn't really listen, I was busy with my mum. Oh, the crab man. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. But he doesn't actually come down that much, just climb. I just tried to stay away from the crab man. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have some thing going on. Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both crazy enough. Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that it's easy to ask them. What are we supposed... Who do you want to know about? Sure.
The silver bird has already flown away. I will catch it later. Vibrations thumped through your... He stands on stage behind a table, nodding along to the music and wave. The other reel deck is empty. Cables run hither and thither.
Yeah! Back on the case! No disgrace! Bring it! The first page of the second chapter!
Could it be? Maybe for him, you only have a chapter or two left in you.
Yes, what is it?
What? What did you say? I can't hear you! The music is too loud!
Oh, the project! It's not going well! There's that guy! I need him to plug a 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input so that I can route the audio signal through the mixer into the speakers. He doesn't listen to me! He only ever seems to care about hardcore and Yekut. Thanks! Maybe you can get through his magic rhyme. Let me know how it goes!
Good morning! Yeah! To the mega! Yeah! I can route it through auxiliary! What kind of a cable? Oh, she uses 3.5. Yeah. The auxiliary line...
Oh no, we're going to be in this church.
Don't worry, I have an adapter for it right here. Hang on, this is a 4.5. We're all good people!
Great! Someone got through to him. Okay,
Everybody! Everybody! Don't panic! I'm going to turn off the on for just a sec for a special scheduled event. The Arno will be back, but we're doing something else for one moment. All right.
Yes, what is it? Okay, but think you can ask him to turn the volume down a bit? Just in case.
Maximum! Maximum is the up.
I know it is, but could you please turn it down just this instance?
Pump it to the brick! Pump it to the hard master!
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless. Of course it is.
Yeah! Permanent enlightenment!
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute the speakers on account of...
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air, waiting.
Born ready.
Ready!
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The lieutenant nods stoically. Not so stoically, his hand moves to the gun holster. Suddenly, your palms are sweaty. The church seems... There's tightness in your chest. Anxiety.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute disengaged.
No wind outside. No waves. No floorboards creak. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh in the basement of your mind. Slowly, it builds until the air around you stops. It's out there now, in the world. Made, it will devour everything. The floorboards, the glass.
Guys, what's going on?
It's getting louder.
In the basins, the water looks like it's boy.
Hosiana! Mother of Mega!
In his mind, a tidal wave approaching from afar, swallowing entire coastlines on its way. Salvation.
The beauty and the beast!
No, Egg! It's the window!
In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside, cautiously.
The window is going to come down. No, the roof!
Cracks appear on the stained glass window.
Come down to earth! Love!
A great pulse arises in your flesh.
That's it. I'm muting it. Shit! It doesn't stop. A seal? Have you?
Yes, I've turned it off. Andre, pull the compressor. The place is gonna...
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's not...
In the mixing desk now, building into a pop. This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down. And then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hardcore.
You did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time? This is what we were up against. Just erased it. Suliswov, is it?
Yeah, but did you record it though? It was dope. I think...
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I need to send some letters now. Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now. That's a start.
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on here. And you need to...
I promise, officer. We will not play it again. It was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as a waveform. That's what it was technically. Theoretically... I have no idea. I've never even heard of anything like this.
A voice seems muffled in the silent church. It's your ears adjusting after the exposure.
Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the writers. If they're sober enough.
That it wasn't her fault.
They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording. Although I doubt they have the speakers to produce the fruit. Stay here. I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Suliswov. Also devise further measurements.
I want you to know that's totally chill with us.
I don't care, but thank you anyway.
That's the best she can manage for Andre. It's quite a lot in truth. For her.
Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation to all this.
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez. Instead of demolishing it with loud bass noise.
Some tiny hard thing lets go. You have an explanation for all this. Somewhere deep in you. You don't know enough about the world. But that Joyce, if you knew all she knows, could put it together.
Yes, what is it?
This door is made of no one.
We should return tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 p.m.
No one.
We should return tomorrow.
No one.
We should return.
The door is closed again. You hear someone inside, walking from room to room. Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Because you see it, finally. This wall is sublime. Look at it. The shadows, the colors. All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of war. O Wall Father. Huh? He sounds tired of it all. You already have the heavy fuel oil to use as paint. It's red. And Cindy the Skull has a paintbrush. This is on.
Sure. If you must.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural? Ooh, not only have you found my address...
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Yes, I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens. It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does.
The inspiration will come to her.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it? What for? Well, if it's for art. But what kind of art are we talking about? Then you have time to find your own fucking brush. There, Piggy. I guess art just isn't really you. 'Cause you suck in life and in everything.
It's getting cold, this late in the night.
Good night, officer.
On the table, you see the water reflecting almost your face. An old mirror hangs on the wall.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Do you think she really needs more of that after a man died at sea? What if I told you it is actually possible to go on a date sober? Before recorded history, men and women were able to do simple, very primitive things together sober. Acknowledge the situation and keep it.
I have, and I don't really. Just a walk? I don't know, officer. I would not have taken you for an innocent perambulator. Where would this walk take us, officer?
Nothing creepy, strange, or out there. Keep it eerie and simple.
All right, I will walk with you. But you need to understand that nothing is going to happen. We're just walking. Me too. It's been ages since I just had a normal conversation with one of you guys.
She means men.
All right, I'll go put the kids to bed and we'll meet at Land's End in...
She doesn't wait for an answer. You better get ready. The woman gazes steadily at the waves. A sudden gust picks up her dark hair and lets it fall again, tousled.
Aye, so here you are. It's late and the sun is going down. It'll be dark soon. Know that you're not the first guy to bring a girl to Land's End. This is what the locals call a make-out spot. That is not going to happen here today. I just want to make that clear, Dim.
Her thoughts are still elsewhere, with distances across the rusty water. That's La Delta, the financial district. In the mist-covered distance, towers rise as a rebuke to the poverty of this coast.
Drinking men aren't known for keeping their appointments. The world? Those big words men like to throw around as though they had... Let's just admire this piece of the world we happen to have in front of us, eh? Here it comes.
So fast as to make it seem like the weather turns at her command. Say nothing? Well, now there's silence. She's looking at the sea. You should say something. Anything. Maybe the tequila sunset thing. The remains of the dying sun are reflected in the waves and the skyscrapers rising across the bay. Your mind clears for a moment as your senses take it all in. Not just the glass skyscrapers, fragile looking in the shimmering air. River Esperon.
Isn't it strange for this all-powerful thing, the sun, to be so generous towards us? You know, the best time to go out fishing is usually towards sunset.
The sun also falls on the Capeside tenements and war-torn ruins. An old sea fortress juts out, seemingly The sun does little for the dead, and those hopelessly lost in their own minds, or people living in desert climates with sparse vegetation and little drinking water.
Oh, that was a bit of pride
and a bit of conceptual unity too, it being yellow and all. There's salt in the air, and the cries of the gulls and the skuas, grit of the sand and the green glint of broken bottles. But still your gaze.
It's bringing us spring, summer. It's entirely on our side, no matter what we do or who we are, for absolutely no reason. It's unlike no other powerful being, certainly no powerful organization or government. How can that be? I guess we wouldn't really be here if that thing wasn't on our team. These aren't real fishhooks, silly. They're earrings shaped to look like fishhooks. A drunk called Rosemary brought them to me. I kept them.
She's right. They're made mostly of plastic. A cheap novelty gift you can buy from a flower shop or a kiosk. The wind ruffles her hair as she looks at the setting sun.
Thank you. I'm half Ubi. My mother was from Ubi Sunt. Not a lot of sun there, I hear, though I've never been.
The wind ruffles her hair as she looks at the setting sun.
I always do. I like it. It's like being on another planet, a water planet.
The wind ruffles her hair as she looks at the setting sun. Say what? Something interesting? Impossible. She turns her head, and the plastic fishhooks rattle in her ear. Relax. This was still good.
Thank you. Out there on the other planet, the sea, you start seeing things in a strange light. I'm glad the wind's going to pick up soon, and I have to go, but... Have this. The sun's good, but it doesn't stick things. I've no use for it anymore. Doubt it. But thank you for the company.
This is as far as it goes with her. You'd need to put a year between you and your last drink for anything more.
No. Men around here are too drunk to pose a threat to me. Farewell.
As she walks off, the wind picks up, and the light from the sun seems to fade. The crumbling silhouette of failed electrical R&D towers in the distance, beckoning. The locusts aren't doing all too well. An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown. A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. Life is garbage. A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. This life is garbage. The cold metal is hard and hurts your knuckles. You look at them, turning purple. It didn't give you any fun for that money. Your hand is turning blue now. Blood. Bent metal. Broken glass. You are the destroyer. The bane of inanimate matter. Kudos. getting cold. The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest. The bed underneath you is soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand underneath the hut, then grow distant to your ear. In the quiet hum of the organic heater,
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes, tightening around you, it digs into your brain.
How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone lately?
this bastard isn't even listening to you.
Because you know you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people. And then...
Hear that? Iceman wants to sleep. He doesn't care about killing people. That's nothing to... It's much, much worse than that.
Don't tell him, sister. It's too bad.
They're right. This is their function. To keep you from it.
We're trying to help you. All these processes, these tortures, voices and tremors.
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked and alone.
In hell, an ancient sadness, brother.
Everything is so okay. Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again, you sense the light of the room around.
The last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you shouldn't have seen that stained glass window in the church. An old mirror hangs on the wall.